All right, guys, we are continuing our interviews at the Concrete Decor Show 2013. I'm in the Flex-c-ment booth with Greg Hensley. Greg, always nice to see you. Had a really good time in Georgia with Bob Harris. We did the front of that house. Oh my gosh, the client was just like, he was crazy over that thing. I mean, it was just a wonderful experience. All the guys loved the product. As I reflect back on it now, I mean, it was just like they were really jacked up about what we did on that project. Used yet the world of concrete. Tremendous exposure on that. There was like 1 billion pictures. We had one of your banners up there. Tons of questions. Passed out a lot of flyers. A lot of exciting information we shared at that show, and the artwork was great. We didn't win the competition, but I think we achieved what we went there to achieve, and that was exposure. And we got some more people interested in vertical, to say the least. So, tell me, how things going? What's the future for Flex-c-ment this year? Maybe you can tell us a little bit about what you see in the industry. Is the economy picking up? Have you bought any gold? Stuff like that. Just what's happening in the world of.
Some gold.
You sold some gold?
There you go.
Like loose earrings and stuff that you don't wear anymore?
I sold her gold.
Oh, her gold. Okay. So tell me a little bit about what's happening with Flex-c-ment, and what's this year look like?
All right. Things look great. First off, what you did in Atlanta with Bob was phenomenal. What you did in Vegas was phenomenal. We really appreciate the exposure. We are looking for great things with Flex-c-ment for 2013, 14, 15, and so on. The economy, I don't really necessarily see it as something that is coming back and booming, in tremendous leaps and bounds, but it's steadily working its way back where it needs to be for our industry to grow. I think the Concrete Decor Show has grown every year that we've been out here. We're very appreciative to Vic Mickelson and his staff and family for putting this on every year. But as far as Flex-c-ment goes, we're back in, more infiltrated into Canada, for all of North America. Our Istanbul, Turkey plant is thriving and doing very well. We have a lot of products in testing, including our overlays that are just add water only overlays. We already have just add water only vertical mixes. We're looking to do some new pigments in some of our integral colors. And we're also looking to have an alternative to the full bag just add water only vertical mix that would be a type of conversion bag to put with like a type S mortar mix to be a little bit more something that some of your everyday homeowner users can use for some of the readily available materials at their True Value or Home Depot, things like that. So we're excited about all of that. We've had a good showing here, but it's good. Always nice to be speaking with you, Nick, and everything that you bring to the industry as well.
Thank you, Greg. I was speaking with Van earlier, and one thing that I was impressed with, and I wasn't, I really didn't, I mean, maybe it's just old hat to you guys, but he was just kind of like gushing about how much quality control you have at the Mississippi plant. Tell me a little bit about that process and how, it's all, I mean, he was describing like almost ISO 9000 or 2000 or whatever it is, those types of checks and balances in your system.
One of the main things that really helps us along in our process is what Flex-c-ment has available to them and ourselves. We have our own mines. So we're dredging from all of our own mines. We're pulling all of our own sands in. We're drying all of our own sands. We're grading all of our own sands to the proper gradations for all of our different mixes. So we can keep all of our composite makeups very uniform and consistent from batch to batch to batch. We have our own research department and lab technology to actually do drawdowns on all of our pigments and make sure they're consistent from batch to batch, and pulling cups and doing physical things with our properties of the batches that we use for our regular wall mix and our overlays to make sure they're consistent from batch to batch, so that when somebody, if they were to call us and say, hey, I may have had something with this wall mix that was a little different than the other, we can pull that batch number and really go back and see exactly what maybe had been the difference if everything was in spec. But our quality control, we believe, is hopefully second to none in the industry, and we're pretty proud about that.
Yeah, absolutely. As an artist, as a guy that's working on projects and developing relationships with new clients and future big projects, I mean, quality control is an issue. Being consistent is an issue. There are advantages to certain things in the marketplace, but when it really, really counts, when it really, really matters, You got to have faith in what you're moving forward with.
And you know what, Nathan? When it really matters is when the architects and engineers, they want to spec your material in, you can prove to them that you have tested all of your batches and that you have quality control in hand, and that makes them much less apprehensive
Yeah.
to choose your material.
That's a massive point.
We
right
have
there.
found that municipalities have really come on board across the country wanting to use our material because of that factor, as well as DOTs and other architectural engineering affiliates.
So on the projects that matter, that's the kind of insurance that you get when you purchase a bag of Flex-c-ment. You get 1,000 times more assurance, insurance, if you will.
Yeah.
You know, for those.
I'll have to use that one.
Just send me the nickels. Yeah, but that's a great point. I was really impressed when I heard, you know, what goes into making a bag. You know, what goes into making a bag. You know, so all you guys out there that chicken soup your own mixes, you know, can you produce the tests and the strengths and all that? I mean, I know how hard it is, you know, because I chicken soup mixes. I made my own mixes for years. The frustrations of it. So I'm personally thankful for companies that take the time, invest in the product, the reputation of the product, and the name of the product. So once again, Flex-c-ment, awesome. You're a staple, if not one of the pioneers in the product division of what we do.
Thank you, Nate.
And always, when it comes to stamping, these guys know what they're doing. Of course, I can honestly say I've never stamped anything a day in my life, but don't let that discourage you from get your hands on some of these stamps. And their system is it's a proven system. And you know, for those of you guys out there who, you know, want to get some stamps or get some Flex-c-ment, by all means, you know, do it. It's a good product, and I've used it many times, and it's awesome. So, great.